You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
All right. This is our first one, right, Christopher? First game show.
That is correct.
I think I can do this one. This is The Price is Right.
Actually, it's the Wheel of Fortune.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, in that case.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Correct.
Of course it is. And of course I'm wrong. So I should have gotten that one.
That's okay.
But I've got two more,
Exactly.
right? So batting 1,000 last week, batting 0% right now.
Exactly. You can make the Twins.
Okay. Probably. Well, folks, thanks for sticking around with us. This is Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan. I'm broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. Brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. The address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community associations board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that is established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit www.cai-mn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at cai-mn.com and click on membership.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about this article from star.com in the business section, talking about in Toronto, Canada, there is a tenants association called the Federation of Metro Tenants, and they are set up to be an advocate for renters who might be taken advantage of. And there is a need for that. And there certainly is, and there does exist today, conditions that are awful for renters or people that are being taken advantage of. They're concerned dealing not specifically in the city of Toronto with renters who are renting from condominium unit owners. So we're talking about a person who owns one unit, couldn't sell, and had to leave town because of a job transfer, marriage, who knows, and they're renting out the unit. And that's probably what's happening quite a bit. Or they may be dealing with the investor who is purposely buying up units in condominiums because they think that that's a wise move for having income property. Whatever the situation is specifically, what their concern is in the Federation is they said we're seeing a huge growth, 85% in 1 year of people having concerns. Well, in talking to the director, as I did before going on the show, his name is Jordy Dent, and he said that of the 1,000 calls that they get in a year's time on every rental issue, 5 to 10% will deal with renters living in a homeowners association or condominium. So that we figured out was between 50 to 100 calls. Now, if you divide that by the number of renters that we know exist in Toronto, that are renting specifically in a condominium, that number is over 77,000. And we know that because that was information also tracked by the Federation as well. So over 255 people renting in a condominium association in the city of Toronto in 2013. Divide that by the number of calls, and we said it's 1/10 to 1/20 of 1%. Hardly what we would be calling an epidemic, but it's something that there is a huge concern for the Federation, and they said that they thought there were some very hellacious, awful conditions that renters in condominiums were experiencing. He said when they were talking to them, the renters in condos were saying, we feel like a second-class citizen. And do I think exploitation is really going on? No, I don't. But I do think that there is perhaps a real misunderstanding gap between what the Tenants Union in Toronto knows and understands of HOA ownership, and also for the renters that are living there. And I'm saying I think we could probably get through this. But here's some of the conditions that they are concerned about. Number one, right off the bat here, it says that tenants, here's one of the things that tenants thought was just awful. Tenants are demanded to pay a $150 move-in fee. And they're saying this is ridiculous. If I were renting an apartment, there's no such thing as a move-in fee. What landlord charges a $150 move-in fee? Well, in a rental apartment situation with that type of building, you've got one owner, and because of that, and because of the free market system, that landlord says, you know what? I want to make this, I want to be comparable with everything else. And so they don't have anything like a move-in fee. However, in a condominium association, you know, if you have lived in one or are living in one, it is not uncommon at all for the association to have a move-in fee. After all, what's the difference? Well, the difference, one huge glaring difference I see is that, first of all, the condominium association is a nonprofit organization. The landlord is a for-profit organization. He's trying to make money. He's trying to make a profit. The association, because the way they're organized, not only are they a nonprofit organization, but because they have that status, they are prohibited from making any kind of profit at all. They can only take in the money that's needed for the services that are being provided. So if someone is moving in and there are nicks and dents that will take place on hallways and possibly with carpets getting dirty and things that need to be cleaned and fixed in with people moving in and moving out, the Homeowners Association says anybody buying a unit, anyone moving in, is going to pay the same fee. Now, if you are a homeowner and you live there for 20 years, you don't mind paying a $150 fee. The difference with the person who says, I'm choosing to use this as a rental, now says, boy, every time I get a new renter in, that's another $150. So what does the landlord do? He simply says, well, that's a cost that I'm going to pass on to the renter. And so they are doing that. And so this is something that's very common, but because of this and because of not understanding how an HOA works, the Tenants Federation in Toronto is saying this is just hugely and grossly unfair. But it is something that is very common because as a nonprofit, that's how the association gets the money to take care of the nicks and the repairs and touching up the paint and cleaning up the carpeting after people move in and move out. So grossly unfair, no, but a misunderstanding, yes, I think so very much. I think what the big problem that overall arching here that I see, the big, huge misconception that Mr. Dent and the Federation has is they do not understand how home ownership works in a condominium association. So they take a look at something as the Residential Tenancy Act, which is the statutes dealing with rentals in Canada, okay, in Toronto. And they do not realize that when they look at a condominium association, to them it looks just like an apartment building, right? I bet you most of you could take a look at one apartment building from a condominium and you wouldn't know the difference. They both look the same. They both have people that live on site that are taking care of the property. They both have elevators. They both have patios. They both will have a pool. The difference is one is a for-profit entity for a landlord who's trying to make money. The other is from basically homeowners, most of them the owners of a particular unit who are a nonprofit. And so when you take a look at it, you say, this is the same, but it is not, because people are confusing the condominium association board, the homeowner association, for what is the job and responsibility of the landlord. And I'm going to explain that a lot more, but we need to take a break, so we'll do that. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.